Hey guys, my name is Nora and welcome back to my channel. Okay, so this is an announcement video to the Kaboom-athon, which is a graphic novel based readathon with a bingo style TBR, which is super exciting. I'm doing this with Kate from Chapter Kate, and oh man, I love graphic novels so much, if you couldn't tell. Now, this readathon is all about the graphic novels, and we have 16 prompts. Now, the cool thing about it is that you can double up on these challenges. Now, if you want to pick one for every single challenge, perfectly fine. But if you want to double up and get the bingo, perfectly fine as well, y'all. Before you start watching my video, Kate already posted her announcement and her picks for this readathon, which was super exciting. I loved her picks, which means I have more recommendations too. My TBR, y'all, it's out of control, which is perfectly fine because I'm always looking for a good graphic novel. So without further ado, here are the prompts and the recommendations. Alright, so we are going to start from the top left to right, and then we're going to go down to each row. Now, the first category is a black and white theme. Now, the one that I picked, it is Everyone's an Alien When You're an Alien Too by Johnny Sun. This is a black and white graphic novel, and it shows the alien, which is spelled really differently too. It's kind of cool. But this is a lonely alien sent to Earth to get some perspective on life, happiness, and like all of that stuff. A lot of people have already read this, but it is very positive and it is almost uplifting too. And this is a type of graphic novel that it is pretty much for everyone of all ages. So if you have not read that, it'd be a good time to pick it up. The second prompt, it is From Another Time, or you can do like a historical graphic novel, or you can do time travel. And the one that I'm going to be picking, it is Paper Girls, and the publishing, it is Image Comics. Now, this takes place in the late 1980s, and it talks about 4 girls, and their job is to deliver the newspaper, but what they discover is a time traveling machine, and they discovered that the end of the world is near. I've read this before, and I actually have to finish the series. I believe they have 6 volumes out currently, but this series, it is a little weird, and it takes some time to get immersed into the story. But like, when you are immersed, you will never stop thinking about this graphic novel. And the art and the colors, ridiculous, beautiful. I highly recommend that you pick this up if you haven't already. Alright, y'all, this is prompt number 3 with Kate's pick, and she picked Ward's Valley by Bobby Curnow. So this is about a grumpy gnome that wants to be left alone, and when all the animals and all of the humans start invading his space, he decides it's enough and he wants to defend his space, y'all. Like, if a grumpy gnome that wants to be left alone, like, that just sounds like adulthood after 9 p.m. So I'm so excited to read her pick because, y'all, it sounds good. The next prompt, it is Marvel versus DC. This is the infamous question for all the comic book nerds, and I am Team DC. I've always been Team DC, but don't sleep on Marvel because Marvel is bomb too. But for DC or for Marvel, I'm going to be recommending 2 because I think that these 2 are like an easy start to getting into comic books, especially for these 2 worlds, and they're actually group based. So for the DC side, which that's my team, y'all, that's my team, I'm gonna be recommending Justice League Volume 1, and it's called Origins. Now, with the Justice League, it has all of the main characters, all the characters that people are interested in knowing first. So I think this is a great start to the DC world. And thanks, babe, for the recommendation. You're A1 sauce. And then the other one, which is another group based, somebody has recommended it to me, so I'm recommending it back to you guys, and it is X-Men Gold Volumes 1, and it is, I believe it's called Back to the Basics. So again, popular characters from Marvel that you are getting to know on a personal level, and from there you can kind of expand on everybody's story. Alright, starting from the next row, it is my pick, and this has turned into one of my favorite graphic novels, and I've recommended it before, and whoever has read it, they have loved it, so I'm super excited, and hopefully you guys love it too. And I am talking about Skyward Volume 1 by Joe Henderson. Yo, this is so freaking good. This has the SFF science fiction and fantasy elements to it, and it starts at G-Day when gravity decides to go away. So whoever is outside and did not hang on, they were just floated out into outer space. So now it is this almost dystopian world where you have to use special gadgets to get around the city, and there's another plot that goes into the story, but I don't want to give too much away because I want you guys to go into it blind, y'all. I love this series so freaking much. Like, this came out of the nowhere. I just picked it up randomly and I was like, okay, cool, let me just read it, and fell in love with it. So I hope that you guys do like my pick. Prompt number 6, it is racial diversity, and the one that I'm going to pick, it is The Avant-Gardes Volume 1 by Carly Ustine. I hope I said that right. But actually I read this through NetGalley, and it just recently came out, and it talks about a group of college students, and they go to an art college, so they actually don't have sports, so they kind of decide that they want to get together and start a basketball team. Now this one is, I had a lot of fun with it. I really love the characters and I like the art style too. It was so much fun. Now this one actually fits perfectly as well with the LGBTQIA+ because there are queer characters and there are non-binary characters as well. We'll talk about that category when it comes, but I do recommend this one. Now the next prompt, am I right? Yes. The next prompt, it is next in the series. Now I don't know what to recommend for this because it is next in the series, but the good thing about it is that if you start a graphic novel, you can, if you like it enough, you can continue on to volume 2. So I definitely have a lot of graphic novels that I have volume 2 that I need to continue, or volume 3, but we'll see when my TBR comes out. Alright, the next category, it is a non-human main character, and this one I have read before, but it might not be for everybody. I definitely, just looking at the cover, this one is definitely more towards the smutty side, if you kind of get what I mean. It is 18 and up, so trigger warnings for that. I don't even know if it's trigger warnings, just tread cautiously. But the one I'm gonna recommend, it is A Natural by Mirka Andolfo. Y'all, I stumbled upon this and I thought it was great. So in this animal society, the government has really strict laws into who you can date. Species have to maintain with their species, you know, it has to be male and female, or you know, the government will take you out. It is crazy. And they also have this thing whether by 25 you have to be married, if not the government finds a pair for you. Like, the government is out of control in this world. And here is our main character, which is Leslie, and she is 24, so she's about to turn 25 and the government's already bothering her like, hey, you need to get with somebody. But she keeps having these unnatural dreams about a wolf. So this girl's about to break all of the rules. So it was a really fun read, and there's only 3 volumes, so it's a really short series. I enjoyed volume 1 and I definitely want to continue on, but tread cautiously if smut is not really your thing. The next choice, it is a read a graphic novel with LGBTQIA plus representation, and the one that I'm going to be picking, which is pretty well known, and if you have not read it, then I hope that you pick it, and it is Mooncakes by Suzanne Walker. Now this follows 2 main characters, which is Nova and Tam. Now Nova is partially deaf and Tam is a non-binary character. Now as you can see, there's a little queer romance going on, but this is the type of world where there is magic and witchcraft. Now Nova lives with both of her grandmothers, and Tam is a childhood friend. Now when Tam shows up mysteriously, along with there's a magical creature in the woods causing trouble, then all of them have to team up to figure out what is going on and how they can keep their town safe. Y'all, this is such a good graphic novel. I had a great time with it. I love the art. It gave me all of the feels, and I love the colors, y'all. I love this graphic novel, and I hope if you guys do pick it up that you guys have a good time. Next pick, it is a retelling, and I kind of struggled with this just a little bit because I know for a fact that there's so many retellings in like regular books, but with graphic novels it's kind of sparse. But I found this one and I thought it was super cool, and it is Meg, Jo, Beth, and Amy. It's a graphic novel, a modern retelling of the classic Little Women, and with the movie coming out, I thought that this would be such a cool graphic novel to kind of experience in 2019. And if you've read Little Women, you can kind of see how their stories intertwine, which is really cool as well. The next category, it is To the Library, which kind of counts as almost a free space. All you have to do is go to the library and pick one. Now if you are not available to pick out something from your physical library, there's also the app Hoopla, which is a godsend, where you can check out a library book or Libby as well. So this is your kind of free space to look around and see what graphic novel you would want to read. Alright, the next pick, it is Political Undertones. Now, like Kate said, most of the graphic novels you'll find here and there do have political undertones, which is kind of crazy because I literally picked the same thing. And if you have not watched our video, it's V for Vendetta. This is literally the perfect graphic novel for this choice. Now, if you have never seen the movie, which I was totally obsessed with as a teenager, the best way to describe this is like a futuristic England where the government has taken over everything. And now, you know, with the government taking over everything and with all these crazy laws imposed, you know, people have lost their freedom, and this is a way for the rebels or the rebellion to fight back the system, y'all. Like, this movie is incredible, and I cannot believe I've never read the graphic novel, but this is literally, again, the perfect graphic novel for this category. Obviously there's gonna be a lot more, but the next category, it is Out of Your Comfort Zone. Now, out of your comfort zone means read a genre that you typically don't tend to read. This is your chance to, you know, try something out. Like for me, mystery, thrillers, and especially horrors, your girl don't do. So I would pick something out like The Walking Dead. Even though I have seen the TV show, no, I have not finished it. I don't know if I'm ever going to finish it, but like The Walking Dead, I would never, ever, ever in a million years would pick up the graphic novel. And that says something because I'm Image Comics fan. Like, I'm a huge fan of pretty much all of their works, but I would never pick it up. So this would probably be a good chance to go ahead and try that out. So pick one and try out something new and have fun. The next category, it is a 2019 release, which this almost counts as a free space, just with a year limit. Now the one that I'm going to be recommending, it is Blackbird by Sam Humphrey Volume 1. This came out this year, and if you could not tell by the cover, y'all, the art and the color selection, gorgeous. I had a great time reading this, and this follows Nina Rodriguez, and when she was younger, a tragedy struck her family, and there was a loss of a parent. So there are trigger warnings for that. Now, she saw this gigantic blue lion, and she told that to her family, and her family thinks she is crazy, off the rails. The family was like, there's no such thing as magic, girl. What are you doing? But as Nina turns into an adult, which she is in her 20s, early 20s, that giant lion, blue lion, comes back and kidnaps her sister. So this is the journey of her finding out about magic and trying to rescue her sister, y'all. Like, honestly, this is probably the best artwork in graphic novel that I've ever seen, y'all. It is beautiful. So, and it is a good story too. Like, I give this a 4 stars and I really enjoyed it. The next category, it is a graphic novel memoir. Now, the one that I'm going to be recommending, it is pretty dark, so trigger warnings for that, tread cautiously, but I still think that this is an incredible story, and that is They Call Us Enemy by George Takei. Now, all I kind of want to say is that this is a child's point of view of an American concentration camp during World War II. It's dark. This follows a kid, which is George, and how America had Japanese concentration camps during World War II, and it is dark and it has a lot of trigger warnings, but it is an important thing that we do know our history. It's really sad, and it is a great graphic novel. And the last topic of this readathon, it is illness and disability. Now, I believe this one is another memoir, but this one talks a lot about mental illness. You have depression, you have OCD, and you have a lot of stuff, so trigger warnings for that. And the one that I'm going to be recommending, it is Lighter Than My Shadow by Katie Green. This is her graphic memoir about, dealing with mental illness, and the recovery process as well, which is super important. And now, especially with mental illness, this is not something that we should shy away from. So do be mindful that this does have, again, it has depression, anxiety, OCD, and a lot more other stuff. So if you're not in the mood to read it, take care of yourself, take care of your energy, and don't read it. But if you are in the right mindset, this would be a great novel to pick up. Alright, y'all, that is all of my 16 recommendations for the Kaboom-athon, and I am so excited. Like, I can't even remember that this is running from the first week of December, which is going to be the 1st through the 7th, y'all. And on top of that, if you have not completed your Goodreads goal, you know, this is the readathon. For this, I am telling you, this readathon is golden. I'm going to link all the information down below. Do follow us on Twitter, and do go ahead and watch Kate's video for whole different recommendations, and do subscribe to her channel because her videos are awesome. I love watching her videos. I hope that you guys join us for this readathon, and thanks for watching. I believe that both of us are going to be doing a separate TBR as well, because I kind of, you know, want to give it some time to finally, you know, decide. And I am totally rambling, so thank you so much for watching this video. And again, I hope that you guys definitely join us for this readathon. Thanks for watching, and make sure to subscribe to Kate's video and go watch her video. And I will see you next time. Bye!